Dear Empath, you are not broken. Welcome to another installment of Kingdom Things podcast. I am your host, Ashley Nicole Phillips, spiritual practitioner appointed by the Most High, God Goddess, the Central Sun, whatever you like to call the Most High Creator energy. That is who appointed me in my role as a spiritual practitioner. So empaths, the topic today of the show, the topic is empaths, are empaths. What is an empath? Oxford Languages definition, a person with a paranormal ability to apprehend the mental or emotional state of another individual. So that's the Oxford Languages definition. And I will also state that before the definition, there was a precursor stating that an empath is normally depicted in sci-fi, science fiction. So empaths, we're fiction. We are not real. And I feel like with empathic people being so different in the world that we live in, we felt as if let us look outside of ourselves for validation, because we were told, maybe not even directly by people, but we sense that we're different, like we're not the same as everyone else. So maybe something is wrong with me. Maybe I am broken. I'm here to be your validation. I'm here to let you know it's okay for you to validate yourself. You are not broken. You are not science fiction. You are a soul from the future. You are a sensitive soul planted here by God, Goddess, the Most High, the Central Sun, because you are needed, you are worthy, and you are loved. So we are fed models and programmed to believe that there is a certain way that you must be. There's a certain mold you must fit in order to be successful, worthy, or desirable in this world. There are programs and models holstered up that we feel like we have to meet those expectations. We feel like we have to follow those guidelines. We feel like we have to mold ourselves to these representations that are reinforced in our society, reinforced in our familial lineages, these boxes that we have to stay in, that we have to try to fit ourselves in order to lead a successful and healthy life. Now I can say myself, with being a sensitive soul, being one that feels the energies of other people, being one that reads, that can see past a person's edifice. I can see past a person's physical representation. I can see their souls. Quote unquote see. It's not an actual visual with my eyes see, but I can sense their souls, the energy of their souls. Being a person that is super sensitive to energies and being growing up around people that aren't as sensitive to energies, you feel as though there is something wrong with you, because with being an empath or a person that's hypersensitive, you observe your environment. You step in a room and you feel the energy of that room, and it doesn't feel great. And you're looking around and everyone's having a great time, but you just can't. You can't. You feel you want to go home and crawl up in a ball. And you're wondering why no one else feels the same. And you're looking around just trying to fit in, and you try to match the energy of the other people around you. Try to match the physical actions, smiling, laughing, but you can feel behind the smiles. You can feel behind the laughs. You can feel the real energies that are present in the moment, and not so much what people put on, not so much what people hide their energies behind, the smiles and the laughs. So you wonder why others don't feel the same as you. Speaking of myself, I began to attempt to place myself in the boxes of the programs of our societies, of my familial lineage. I attempted to place myself in those boxes, and that only led to deep depression. Deep depression. Why? Because I was not living in my authenticity. I was not living as my authentic soul self. My authentic soul self is so purposeful. It was placed here on purpose. All of us are. Whether you label yourself as an empath or not, all of our souls have a purposeful role for being here at this time on this earth. All of our souls have a purposeful role, and we wonder why depression and anxiety is so high in our societies. It is because we are not living in our purpose. We have this calling for us. We have this sensation, this anxiety. There's somewhere we're supposed to be. There's something we're supposed to be doing, but we're not following that call. Instead, we are following the guidelines that society set forth that says, this is what you must do to be successful in your life. This is what you must be to be successful in your life. So instead of following our heart's callings, our soul's callings, we follow the guidelines set forth before us versus following the guidance and the callings that are coming within. Speaking from my own experience, I tried to box myself in so much that I forgot who I was. I prayed away my sensitivities because the pain that I felt in my heart when I went through turbulent times or perceived turbulent times was just too much for me to bear. I prayed away my sensitivities, and those prayers were answered for a long time. And I'm just realizing this because I'm stepping back into my true essence, my true soul's essence. I'm peeling back the layers of destruction that I allowed to be caused in this life. The layers of destructions that were caused in this lifetime. So I prayed away my sensitivities, which my sensitivities are my biggest gifts. My sensitivities are my gifts to this world. With me praying away my sensitivities, my heart, I could not feel my heart any longer. And for some time, I didn't even notice because I was so caught up in the physical world, the physicality of this world. I was so caught up in the game that we're taught to play of go, do, in order to get to where you perceivably want to go, perceivably where you want to be, in order to have the things that you want to have in this life. Now that I'm coming back into myself, now that I have taken Spirit's hand, God's hand, Goddess's hand, the Source's hand, I've taken hand with Spirit and allowing God to show me who I am because I forgot who I am. I forgot who I am. With taking that step to come back into my true self, is taking the steps to understand that everything that you ever need, everything that you can ever desire, is already internally within you. Everything that you can ever desire is already internally within you. As you are energy, you are not your body, you are not physicality, you are spirit, you are energy. You are energy before anything else. You are energy. And you are an energy seated with the Most High Creator essence. You are energy seated with God, Goddess essence, Central Sun essence, the Most High essence, Source's essence. So you are power with and of yourself. With taking the journey to remember who I am, to step back into my true essence, yes, it is a perceivably painful journey. Yes, it is a journey that is going to shift the paradigm of who you thought you were, who you were programmed to believe you were. Yes, it's a journey that's going to shake up your life, and all of the things that are no longer in alignment with your truest truth, all of these things are going to fall away. People, places, things, jobs, all of these things are going to fall away. All of these things are going to leave you bare, so that it's just you, your soul, and spirit. And as humanity, we have been programmed away from our spiritual essence. We have been programmed to believe in the physicality of this world, to believe that this is all that we are, to believe that physicality is all to be desired, to believe that physicality is to be chased after. With coming into my true soul's essence, with taking the journey to activate my soul, with taking the journey to activate my soul, I am being reminded that all that I can ever want and desire is within. I am being reminded that I fill my cup. As an empath, as a highly sensitive being, we feel the need to take on the responsibility of others' emotions because we feel them as if they are our own. Part of coming into your true soul's essence, part of coming into yourself, is reclaiming your power. Reclaiming your power. And what does that mean? Understanding your boundaries of your spirit, of yourself, your boundaries of who you are, versus where your boundaries stop and where others begin. Knowing that you are knowing how to decipher other people's emotions from your own, and holding an energetic boundary so that you don't siphon in other people's energies. Having energetic practices so that you are solid within your own energetic field, so that you don't bleed into other people's energetic fields, and you don't allow other people's energy to bleed into you. And how do you do that, dear empath? How do you do that? It starts with loving yourself, having compassion with yourself, understanding yourself, and anchoring your energy, not compromising yourself or sacrificing yourself for others. So, when we step into the room, we feel around for other people's energies. Instead of feeling around for other people's energies, be the energy. Instead of feeling around for other people's energies, be the energy. Anchor in your light. Anchor in your spirit. Anchor in yourself. Be the energy. I know for myself, I've had a long-running stint, a long-running cycle of sacrificing myself for other people. And I thought sacrificing myself for other people was who I was. I thought that was my purpose, to sacrifice myself for other people. I thought of this notion as a child. And I held this childhood belief that I manufactured as a child. I held this belief and programming throughout throughout my life. I believed this is who I was. A notion that I had as a child, I held on to, and this notion had shaped my life. This notion that I was here to sacrifice myself for others, that this was noble, that this is who I am, this is what I was worth, that shaped my life. And as empaths, we have to understand that's not what we're here for. We're not here to sacrifice ourselves for others. That's not what we're here for. That's not what God has placed us here for. God has placed us here because our light shines bright. God has placed us here to help remind others who they are, to help remind others that they are souls. They are souls before they are physicality. That's what we're here for. not to sacrifice ourselves for others, but to remind others who they are by shining our lights. Dear empath, know that you are not broken, but you are operating as nature intended for humans to operate, from the heart with love and compassion. You are operating as nature intended for humans to operate. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. You are an exemplary being. You are an exemplary being. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Care about how you feel. Open yourself up to your feelings. Open yourself up to your feelings, because that is your superpower. Your feelings are your superpower. Your feelings, empath, hypersensitive soul, highly sensitive soul, are your superpowers. Put yourself first. Put yourself first. Make sure your cup is overflowing. Make sure you are overflowing. And what flows out of your cup, that's what you have to give to other people. Not pouring or serving water from your well until it runs dry. Put yourself first. So this journey of life is just that. It's a journey. So it's about us loving ourselves in every moment of every day. However we show up in that moment, being loving and compassionate with ourselves. However we show up. Because we are always where we're supposed to be, and we're always who we're supposed to be. So we are always where we are supposed to be, and we are always who we are supposed to be. Let's take a vow to put ourselves first, to love ourselves, in order for us to step out into the world, shining, being the beacon of light, being the lighthouse to help others find their way back to themselves. So the way that you innately are, the way that you were born, the way that you, began to, trying to begin to understand the way that we are as highly sensitive souls, that is the paradigm shift that we're going through as humanity. Humanity is going through a paradigm shift to where instead of living from our heads and logic of what we think is right, what we think is the way to live, how we think is the way to be, we're moving into our heart space where nature resides. As a society, humanity is going through a paradigm shift where we're moving from operating from our brains to operating as heart-centered beings, as nature intended for us to operate as. And this is your time to shine, empath. This is why you're here, empath. This is why you're here. You're here to help shine your light and show others the way. Because you are a heart-centered being, naturally. You remembered who you are naturally. You're from the future. You are a heart-centered being, here to show others the way of where we're headed as humanity, as a ascending humanity, as a humanity that is growing together. You're here to shine your light to show the way. You're here to shine your light to show the way. So I know about 20% of humanity is 20% of humanity are empaths, while the other 80% are not. And that's why we felt so alone, because the paradigm that we lived under for so long was not a paradigm that was built for us. It was a paradigm that was built for the 80%. And really it was built for no one. The paradigm that we live under currently was not created with humanity's best interest in mind. So we are here to assist raising humanity up to the glory of which we were designed to live and be as. And what is the glory we were designed to live and be as? God, Goddess, Source, Central Sun, the Most High, seated beings. So we are seated with the energy of God in our DNA, in every molecule of our DNA, of our cell, every molecule of our cells. We are seated with the energy of the Most High Creator. We are here to live as God intended us to live. We were left to our free will. We have free will when we incarnate into the earth plane. We were left to our free will to create what we would create as a free will humanity, with forgetting the knowing of where we came from. And the life that we've lived, the paradigms that we've created, are what we created with being left to our own will. God, Goddess, essential sun, source is stepping in and said, okay, we're done. Not anymore. We're not doing this anymore. Empath, dear empath, you are here to assist in creating a God dream. You are here to assist in creating a God dream. Creating a dream from the heart, from heart-centered. And in the heart lies the energy of truth. And what is our truth? We are God, Goddess, Source, Central Sun, seated beings. We are spirits having a human experience. Dear empath, you remember this. That's why you are so sensitive to energies. You are here to assist in raising up humanity to live as God, Goddess, intended for humanity to live. So please, please, please love yourself first. Show compassion and love for yourself in every moment. Put yourself first. And remember that you are intentional. You are needed. You are worthy. So some tips to assist you in leveling up and becoming an empowered empath, an empowered sensitive soul, an empowered sensitive being. Being present in the moment. Being present in the moment. I know we have been trained to think of what's next, what happened in the past. But really making the point to bring ourselves back into the present moment as much as we can throughout the day, practicing being present. Because the presence is where our power is. The presence is truly where our power is. So practicing being present throughout your day. Intentional breathing. Intentional breathing. Our breath is our life force. Our breath provides so much energy to our beings. So intentional breathing. The exercise that I love to do, breathing in for 3 seconds, holding for 6 seconds, and then slowly exhaling for 9 seconds. So just doing that intentional breathing throughout the day, for a couple of minutes, try to really find the time throughout your day to take 2 minutes a few times a day for yourself, to take care of yourself with the intentional breathing. And just remember being compassionate with ourselves, We're not perfect. Nobody walking this earth's surfaces. We are not perfect. Nobody walking this earth's surfaces. No one's perfect. It's about loving yourself in every moment of every day, because you're worthy and you deserve to be loved, and you are loved. You deserve to be loved and you are loved. That love has to start within. You have to remember and feel the love that you are and give that love to yourself. Remember and feel the love that you are and give that love to yourself. Another quick tip, meditation. Practicing meditation. As sensitive souls, we are innately connected to the spirit realm. We are innately connected to energy. Really getting a handle on your own energetic field and your own energy power, practicing meditation. If you are listened, you are tuned in to Kingdom Things Podcast with me, your host, Ashley Nicole Phillips. Thank you so much for joining me on this installment of the pod. I do want to go ahead and plug my own stuff. So I wrote the story of Asiyah. The story of Asiyah is about a teenage girl in New York City who grows up in tumultuous situations, and she herself is a highly sensitive being. She finds out, her truth, and the story is really about her coming home to herself, as we all are on this journey of life, coming home to ourselves. So the story of Asiyah, available on Wattpad. So if you go on Wattpad, whether you download the app or go to the web version, if you just type in the search bar, The Story of Asiyah, both installments will come up, because there's 2 installments. There's 2 installments. There's Coming Home, The Story of Asiyah, the first one, which is pink with a black star on it, or a white star, pink with a white star on it. The second installment, the continuation of Coming Home, The Story of Asiyah. The continuation is The Story of Asiyah, I'm Home, which is a lime green cover with a black triangle on it. So on Wattpad, go type in the search bar, The Story of Asiyah, and let me know in the comments how you guys enjoyed the story. I enjoyed writing it, and I feel like it's super analogous to, what we go through as beings, journeying our way through our lives and finding, trying to find our truths, trying to find our way, find our home. So again, thank you all for tuning in to my podcast, Kingdom Things Podcast, with me, your host, Asiyah Nicole Phillips, spiritual practitioner by the way of Source, God, Goddess, the Central Sun, the Most High. God bless you. Love you, love you, love you.